Hey, it's Alex. I'm here to do a different type of video and talk about what's going on with the news and a few thoughts that I have. If you don't know, full name, government name is Alexandra Williams. I am a marketing manager, love basically marathons and marketing. So I worked in both industries for a couple of decades. When it comes to running, because that's what I'm going to talk about, I have been on a variety of marathon and running industry things, from the National Black Marathon Association as a board member, event manager with them, as well as working behind the scenes from marketing and influencer campaigns through different races, as well as being an influencer within the industry, such as with Brooks, Garmin, and even a 5-time Women's Health Magazine action hero. So in addition, I'm a run coach. I'm a marathoner. I love running, and I've been in this industry for years. So this is a different video because I'm being honest, I'm probably not going to edit much of it, and I want to shed light on an issue that has been creeping up and now really needs to come to light. I am a Black runner. I'm also a Black runner that is a woman. Don't know if you knew that, but yeah. And recently we had a runner that was pretty much killed in broad daylight from running. He was Black, and it sounds weird to even say was, because I accidentally saw the video and was blown away by it. I already knew about what happened on the news, and I've tried to stay clear about it to keep my sanity, but since then I have not ran. And this is the longest probably hiatus that I've taken without running, and it has nothing to do with an injury or recovery or something like that. Sake, I couldn't do it. I didn't feel safe, and it's not my first time. As a Black runner, for years, I have helped remove those barriers that hinders us from running. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, we're all running, don't make it a racial thing and all that. No, I break it down like this. For me, living in the hood, I'm straight up from Oak Cliff, which is, well, it's gentrified now on certain sides of it, but it's not the best in terms of things. We oftentimes didn't have sidewalks. I still know they still don't have sidewalks where I used to live at, and this is where I grew up in Oak Cliff. They do not have sidewalks. Street lights sometimes were on or off. Lots of potholes, and when the road was done, it was barely done. Crime in certain areas, ours didn't have as much to a degree as I grew up, but if I went a couple of blocks over, it was a totally different thing. Education was very different. I had to go outside of my neighborhood in order to learn what it's really like to be a runner, what a marathoner expects. Where can I learn that information? It wasn't just surrounded by me. Even before I became a runner, I actually was a triathlete, and so I had to learn at age 25 how to swim, whereas people growing up, they had pools in their backyards and all of that. I didn't have the access, and that was within my own community. I had to forcefully search it. In addition, nobody even knew what this running thing was. It was like, you ain't doing track? Why are you going this fast? And what's a marathon? It's a 5K. They just had this concept that it was crazy. Luckily my mom and dad supported me, even my little brother, who was at my first half marathon with me crossing the finish line. They have traveled with me. My mom's, I've been to Boston. I was supposed to be in London this year. I've gone all over and even met so many people and had this sense of community and safety and family from running. But it wasn't within my own neighborhood a lot of times. It wasn't really supported from other additional family who didn't get behind it and didn't understand it, which happens to majority of Black runners. I'm speaking as one, and not just as a Black runner. Now we have this being a woman, the safety. People are being snatched left and right, especially women. And although I have on makeup, if you look at some of my Instagram pictures or photos or whatever, I, without makeup and a hat and a tank, sometimes look about 18. Not bad on my genetics or anything like that, but I mean, that comes with it. It comes to the thing of safety, of being a woman, of being a Black woman. I've had countless times where personally, and it's not just something that happened 10 years ago, we're talking about just last year, where numerous police officers or neighbors or concerned citizens have lingered long or questioned if I was supposed to be where I was running. I've had police officers do a couple of drive-bys on me, and where in an effort, I have so many different layers to protect myself, such as making sure I wear, like now, a running shirt. This is Jesse Owens' run that I did years ago, the 2.62. It'd be nice if I looked down, but making sure that I had things that showed. She's not just a runner, she's a marathoner. And making sure I had mace, making sure that I had GPS, so if there was an emergency, it would shoot off to my emergency contacts locally and those around me. I put so many different layers in just to make other people know I was a runner and it's okay. It's okay. So this is me. As many accolades and times that I spent in the industry, I'm having this even today in 2020. I am one of hundreds, if not thousands, of Black runners that have been through this. I have a close friend who is like family. I remember years ago him saying that he wore, as a Black man, he's retired from running now, but as he says, he still shows up at our races and everything because we're Run Family. But he would wear all of his marathon, 5K race shirts and race hats every single time he ran, so that way police, other runners would know he just isn't just casually walking or running anywhere. He was a runner. So he made sure to always wear something that had marathoner or prevalent things that said runner, so the public knew. This was several years ago that he did this just so that this situation would not happen. This situation, he was afraid. That's just one person. Like one other Black man that I know, and there are countless other ones. When we get together and have to go out to run at a lake to try to do a long run, or now even me, I have to join a group so I can run at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning because it's cool at that time, because it's Texas where I'm at, and that's the only time I could do my long runs on Saturdays. I would have to have a certain amount of things that I did as a runner, whereas other runners that I ran with, they didn't even think about. They never considered this. As run coaches, as people who are in the industry, as leaders, you have to understand what we go through. I can't trust you, or I can't coach someone who doesn't understand me, who doesn't understand my philosophy and where I come from and doesn't accept it. Likewise, as someone who is, as a white running coach, as leaders, as people who are not minorities, as magazines, as whatever your outlet is, you have to understand that this situation is not just a 1 ounce. This is an entire safety thing that you as groups, organization, magazines have to shed light on. It can't be swept up under the rug, and it can't be just a number and a fluke. It is really happening. Here's a good example. One thing that's going on right now that we all can understand as runners is the huge impact that it has had on the Rona. Corona has hit us, or COVID-19 if you want to be that way. And I remember countless people tagging me, texting me, even, a few calls. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I saw in the news that this happened, and I saw that London was canceled for you. How do you feel? I'm praying for you. You're in my thoughts. You're so inspirational. Since this situation, it has been crickets. It is a complete change. When women are attacked as runners or joggers attacked, that is not a minority, it is in the news. There are tons of interviews. This, silence, nothing. There have been countless issues with us, and it has to be said. How can I go to a run group and my run coach does not understand that I'm going to have certain needs that simply she may not understand or may not even think about? These are things as industry leaders, and when you're putting races, when you're putting groups together, you have to understand that if there is a person of minority, which we are increasing so much by the threefold of everything, that you who are accountable for us, that we pay, that we sign waivers or whatever it is, if something happens to us by the color of our skin, you will be amazed by it. You have to know. You have to know this. This isn't something that has to be swept up under the rug. There has to be a discussion about it, and you have to be better about it. It's not comfortable. It's not, oh, well, we'll have, some form of a, conversation. There are actual things that have to be done. There are actual things that have to be said and discussed, and it starts with diversity. Most of the organizations don't have run coaches or allow for a lot of minorities who are run coaches, and that, or in leadership places or outlets. Even as a plus size runner, fat runner, there are certain things that I give advice on that are often swept up on the rugs. Like, shorts are totally different when I'm shopping for myself with hips and thighs and everything that most people don't think about as runners because they're this thin. That's what makes my advice so practical. My sports bra events, I make sure that it is inclusive and diversity on every single thing that I do, because I understand those are barriers that stop people from simply going out and walking and jogging. Runner's World, women's running, women's health, every single running organization. You have got to be better. You've got to listen to us, and it starts from the top up to the bottom. This is a huge safety issue from not just us as minority runners, but complete shift and change in our running industry. We've dealt with COVID right now, the Rona right now, where we don't have races, and we're trying to have this sense of kumbaya and community digital. You cannot anymore shift and sweep up under the rug about what is happening with the bulk of your runners who are scared to run. We are. We've been free to run since 1865, but look at what's happened to us now. So what can you do about it? First, this is the first video that I've done in this organic way, and I don't have all the answers, but I want to get this conversation going, and I want to be able to a platform that removes barriers. That's all I'm here for, is just to conquer them and remove them. So let's chat. Let's get some discussions. Let's get some action items in place. I'm here to talk as a run coach. I'm here to talk as a marketer, making sure that diversity, inclusivity are here. I'm here to talk, to help connect you with other amazing runners or coaches that are minorities, who have stories, who have shed light and so much more than just one person. There's more people out here, and I want to be a hub that connects. So hit me up. You guys can see everywhere. It's Alexandra Will. I am an open book pretty much, but hopefully this reaches out and just share it. I'm calling on you guys as my fellow Black runners. I love you guys and support you from behind the scenes, but this is your time to shine and to get our voices out. So you help me help you. And just to let you know, guys, we're here together. So anything that I can do to help us out, you guys let me know. I'm here to share those tips, or here to share how we can continue to connect connect digitally, as well as when we hit the pavement again collectively. Again, I am here. I will be running again, and we can't simply run in fear, but we have to have support system, and so I'm looking for that. So that's it for this video. I'm gonna cut it off now.